Suella Braverman has sent an open letter to police chiefs in her first public interaction with them since being appointed as Home Secretary. I'll just read a little bit of it out to you. She said that common sense policing must take priority over diversity and inclusion initiatives, and that there is a perception that police spend too much time on symbolic gestures rather than actually fighting crime. I think we can all agree with that, can't we? I'm sick and tired of police draped in a rainbow flag doing the Macarena, where actually some old biddy has had a house broken into and it takes them 2 weeks to come round, for goodness sake. But the letter also sets out her key priorities for the police and her crime-cutting agenda. She wants drug-fuelled crimes, vehicle theft, vandalism and graffiti to be treated more seriously. Now, just correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure graffiti should be top list of our priorities when we've got police officers with broken bones outside an Iranian embassy. Can I just say as well, actually, in the last couple of weeks, I don't know about you, but I've been frankly really wound up by seeing people on streets in Britain, largely with foreign flags, causing violence over issues that originated in different countries. Why on earth are we having to deal with this? But Ms Braverman also said that she's expecting to cut homicide, serious violence and neighbourhood crime by as much as 20%. And she's doing this by ensuring that forces have enough resources and manpower by delivering an extra 20,000 officers. A lot to get stuck into here, and I'm joined now by Donna Jones, the Conservative Police and Crime Commissioner for Hampshire and the Isle of Wight, a big brief there, and Shabnam Chaudhri, former Detective Superintendent at the Metropolitan Police. Right, thank you very, very much. Donna, I will start with you. Are you as angry as I am that people, essentially, I don't want to call it foreign drama, but when you see battles between Hindus and Muslims on the streets of Leicester, for example, and then we've got an Iranian embassy siege, not that one, what's going on? Why are we having to put up with this?
Well, you know what, Patrick, when I saw the protests in Leicester last week, I predicted this. I said to colleagues in my office, it's a matter of time before this plays out in towns and cities across the country. And sadly, what we've seen with those protests in London yesterday, 5 police officers, as you said, being injured, wholly unacceptable. And I think that this is a growing social trend in this country where people are taking to the streets and taking direct action. I mean, that's a pretty big thing to do. Taking direct action, smashing up buildings, painting, spraying red paint on the Treasury, as you remember a couple of years ago during the summer of 2020 in between lockdowns. You know, it's just not acceptable. People can use their voice, they can make their point, whether that be a political one or otherwise. They can raise their cause. They don't have to commit crimes, assault and criminal damage in order to do that. It's completely unacceptable.
I agree, although in Patrick Christie's Britain, Donna, I would say if you glue yourself to something you get left there and you don't get fed. But Shabnam, I'm going to bring you in. Shabnam Chaudhri, former Detective Superintendent at the Metropolitan Police. Something that Suella Braverman's alluded to, the police are spending too much time dealing with diversity and stuff with rainbow flags on them as opposed to tackling crime. Your thoughts?
Well, I think that's a very, very small amount of time where police officers are out engaging with the LGBT communities or communities that are marginalised. Let's not forget that you're talking about the LGBT communities who have lost trust and confidence. We had the Stephen Port murder where young victims, male victims, were fouled by policing. The issue here isn't about symbolic gestures. The issue here is about under-resourcing of policing. They're talking about an increase of 20,000 police officers, but let's not forget they made those cuts from 2010 onwards, so they're actually just playing catch-up. There's a serious issue around training, around experience, and particularly around the resourcing of communities. You mentioned earlier on about graffiti. These are the things that affect local communities. The Metropolitan Police, for example, are in special measures. They've failed to record something like more than 70,000 crimes, and that includes a significant number of antisocial behaviour, which are the crimes that you talk about, local graffiti.
OK, all right. Donna, can I just talk to you a little bit about police recruits? I read with some interest an article yesterday in a particular newspaper which said that West Midlands Police had tried to recruit a new batch of people. One of them had made that particular police force allow him to bring a giant snail into the office for comfort, and another recruit had a blanket over her head to help her with anxiety. This was allowed to continue, although I am now reliably informed that snail-related police officer is no longer in post, and indeed, actually, as it happens, the snail has passed away. But do you think that we're too soft with our recruits?
Yeah, I think the problem we've got here, Patrick, is that we've recruited such a volume all in one go. And, you know, if recruitment is spread out over a couple of years, you can then pick the best in market from what you need. But when you're doing it, you know, all in one concentrated go, and there hadn't been any significant police recruitment for a good 5 or 6 years prior to that, unfortunately, you've got to take what you're given in a certain level. You talked about the Met earlier and the issues going on in the Met. The Met is one of the forces in the country that are really struggling to meet their share of the 20,000 National Police Uplift Programme. Now, in my force, our share of the 20,000 was 498 officers. I pledged 600 when I became Commissioner last year because I wanted to go above and beyond. I actually think we need to get to 1,000 for me to feel completely happy that the officers that we're sending out to 999 and to 101 calls have the capacity and capability and experience to deal with what they need. But the Met are struggling. West Mids are struggling. Some of those larger Labour-run, with Labour Police and Crime Commissioners, they're really struggling. I did think it was slightly ironic that Yvette Cooper, the Shadow Home Secretary, yesterday at the start of the Labour Party conference, was crowing about how they're going to recruit 13,000 more police officers. Now, listen, I think that's a great pledge if that's what she's saying, but in the Labour areas in this country, they're struggling to recruit those police officers. And of course, I do think perhaps some of the quality has struggled because of the volume of recruitment all in one go.
Well, I just think, police officers are expected at times maybe to even run towards gunfire. But if you can't sit through a work meeting without petting a giant snail for comfort, then God help us. But Shabnam, I'll bring you back in here. I'm massively concerned about what I'm seeing, an increased prevalence, really, of people taking the law into their own hands. We've had what's happened in the Hindu versus Muslim situation in small pockets of that community in Leicester. That apparently spread a bit to Birmingham. Now we're seeing things with the Iranian embassy as well. I'm concerned that police's time is going to be diverted towards stuff like that, but also people, just normal people in their communities over here, are going to be seeing this going on, getting fed up, and actually the police's inaction is what could end up stoking racial tensions, and then society essentially rips itself apart.
Look, regardless of the race or background or the gender of the people that are out there that are protesting, have a fundamental right to protest. But I completely agree with what Donna has just said. The fact is, you can do it peacefully. To actually go out and inflict violence upon police officers who are there to do their job, to protect the public, to protect the embassies and to protect the general public, including those that are protesting, and to have to suffer significant number of injuries, including broken bones, is totally and utterly unacceptable. So, regardless of backgrounds of people, the fact is, if people want to protest peacefully, there are ways of being able to do that. To attack the police officers who are there to do their job is not acceptable in any way, shape or form.
But can I just very, very quickly, and I'll just stay with you on this, Shabnam, do you not think that the vast majority of the British public, if they saw a police officer getting attacked and they saw other police officers wading in with their batons and being a bit more heavy-handed, would absolutely agree with it? I certainly would, force with force.
Well, sorry, that's just totally not acceptable either. You can't just start, inflicting force upon force. Police officers are very carefully and very well trained in how to deal with these sort of situations. They deploy the appropriate tactics. They do have tasers, they have handcuffs, they have the law on their side in terms of legislation, and they can take which action is necessary. The fact is, if an officer is unnecessarily assaulting anybody, then effectively that will come back down on him or her, where they end up either being put through a disciplinary process. And I don't think the public do actually want to see police officers forcefully handling members of the public, because that's not what they're there for. That's just your opinion.
That, but I think they're sick and tired. I think they're sick and tired of people standing back, frankly, while it all kicks off. Donna, thank you very much. Donna Jones, Conservative Police and Crime Commissioner for Hampshire and the Isle of Wight, and Shabnam Chaudhri as well, former Detective Superintendent at the Metropolitan Police